Welcome to Instructor Guidance Week 7. This week's discussion board will deal with material found in Week 7 tab and Chapter 18. I suggest the first thing you do is print the 10 Rules of Negotiation document found under the Negotiation Rules and Tactics in the Week 7 tab. Next, I recommend reading the sections on managing conflict and managing negotiation found in Chapter 18. These sections will give you an understanding that negotiation is a tool for dealing with conflict and offer a framework to deal with the causes of that conflict. We all deal with conflict on a regular basis, and having an understanding of why conflict occurs and what tools to use are key to successful management. Next, watch the videos, Negotiation Skills Top 10 Tips, and the video Negotiation Tactics. Using the information you viewed in the videos, Negotiation Skills Top 10 Tips and Negotiation Tactics, you will need to respond to 4 questions. Your original post must be a minimum of 100 words in length, and you must write an original response before you can review the other student's post. The original post is due on Wednesday of the week. Most negotiations are a win-lose process. The reason for conflict usually deals with limited resources such as time or money. Rarely do we get to a win-win because of those limited resources. Novices tend to think that negotiations are usually a competition or an authoritative command, which is high in assertiveness and low in cooperation. This can lead to avoidance or withdrawal, which is low cooperation and low assertiveness in the novice negotiator. Understanding the goals and the approaches of negotiation, how to gain agreements, and being aware of the pitfalls of negotiation usually lead to a compromise or a collaboration that will result in a higher degree of cooperation and assertiveness. This usually improves the outcomes and relationships that are needed in future negotiations. The 4 questions are: select one of the 10 rules of negotiation that you regularly break and explain why. What can you do in the future to avoid breaking it and use it to your advantage? Number 2, select one of the 10 rules of negotiation you plan on using the next time you are involved in a negotiation. Have you used this rule before, or is it a new concept that you are considering? Don't use the same rule discussed in question 1. Number 3, select one of the 8 tactics of negotiation that have been used on you. What was the result? Knowing the strategy now, how would you have handled the negotiation differently? Number 4, select one of the 8 tactics of negotiation you plan on using the next time you are involved in a negotiation. Why did you select this tactic? Have you used this tactic before, or is it a new concept for you to consider? Again, do not use the same strategy that you used in discussion 3. You should be familiar with how to post a discussion board and how to respond to classmates from our previous discussion boards. All statements and comments must be supported by the text or video. You won't have to show references, but support is required to come from those sources. Please keep in mind the following. The original post needs to answer the 4 questions thoroughly. This means that your answers must be directly supported. This means if you make a statement, it must be written support. It is not assumed that your statements are understood without written support. The original post is worth up to 20 points. You will notice that the responses to the 2 classmates are also worth up to 20 points. This means that the responses to the classmates are to be as thorough as the original responses and be supported. Again, it is not assumed that your statements are understood without written support. I agree or good post or such will be worth 0 points. As always, you must write an original response before you see your classmates' post. The original post is due on the Wednesday of the week, and the minimum 2 responses to classmates are due on Sunday of the week. This week's quiz will cover chapters 15 and 16. There are study guides included in the weekly tab to assist you. The semester ends next week, week 8. on Thursday. You must take Quiz 8 by Thursday. Quiz 8 will include an essay question. There will be 2 possible questions, one found from Chapter 17 and one from Chapter 18. The 2 possibilities are found in the study guides. One of the 2 will be selected randomly. In order to be eligible for all the points, you must answer the question and have an introduction and conclusion. Simply giving the answer to the question without introducing the question and giving a concluding statement will reduce your score. Again, you must take Quiz 8 by Thursday of Week 8. If you have any questions, contact me early in the week at myers-d@mssu.edu.